Hey man, what's up, Stu? How you
How
doing?
you doing, Travis? Slight miscue on the timing there. We got there in the end.
Oh yeah, no, we got it, man. We're good. We're good, man.
Cool,
I
cool.
I appreciate you taking a few minutes with me. I
No,
watched.
thank you.
Yeah, man. I watched. I am Vintage Retaliation just last night, and I posted my review this morning. I had a ball with it,
Cool, good, thank you.
and I was thinking about it because I'm a big WWE fan too, and I kind of pride myself on following all the former wrestlers to become actors, and I've really dug your career so far. And you're one of the few who has a franchise he can really call to for himself. And I was wondering for you, how has that been, kind of making that transition and having this thing that's all yours? What's that
Yeah,
been?
it's been really cool. I mean, it was pitched to me just before I left WWE. The concept of I Am Vengeance, the first film, and the possibility of it becoming a franchise was pitched to me in probably 2015. It sounded great. I'm a veteran of the entertainment industry, so whilst it sounded great, I also took everything with a pinch of salt because it sounded a bit too good, if I'm honest. And you hear a lot of, as you know yourself, you hear a lot of big things in the entertainment business, in wrestling and acting and everything. And if 1% of it comes true, it's usually a pretty good hit rate. So I was pleasantly surprised that working with Evolutionary Films, who are the guys behind this, they've been so good to me from day one. We did the first film. We shot it in 2016, came out in 2018. That's I Am Vengeance. And this is the follow-up now because the first one was supported by the fans. It did pretty well financially for us. So we got funding for this second one, and this one has a bigger budget. It's more of an ode to 80s action movies than the first one, perhaps. And there's a lot of crazy car chases and explosions and all that good stuff. Punch-ups between me and Vinnie Jones. And loving being part of it.
That was one of the things I really loved about it. Was it really was sort of a throwback, and it's kind of like I called it just 80 minutes of fight scenes, because that's basically what it is. It's just jumping from one thing to another. And talk to me a little bit about that, because this cast from top to bottom has some great stunt people in it, great screen fighters in it. Not a lot of them that have like huge names, but if you know that side of the business, these, like, from top to bottom, this roster is fantastic. You get to throw down with almost all of them. So talk to me about that.
Yeah, I came out with a few bruises, that's for sure. Of course, the main fight in there is me and Vinnie Jones. Yep. He's the leader of the bad guys. I'm the leader of the good guys, which is a very strange place for me to ever be, but that's a different story. The other people involved in the film, Katrina Durden is one of the female fighters in there. She was fantastic, and I ended up having a fight scene with her that I was anticipating might have been a little difficult just because it was me against the female, first of all, which I'd never done before. I'm literally twice the size of her in every department, weight and height and everything. So I was like, how is this really going to work? But she's as tough as they come. And man, unfortunately, we filmed that one on a Friday and I had 2 days off to recover because I was hurting for a couple of days after that. She really kicked my ass. Phoebe Robinson Galvin is another one. There's a bunch of people who are really impressive to work with. And as you mentioned, it's a very lean film in terms of the runtime. I think the first cut that the director made, Ross Boyask, was about 100 minutes, but he decided he just wanted no breathing room at all in this one. He managed to strip an extra 20 minutes out and get it down to about 83 minutes, which is a crazy tight film considering everything that goes on in it. So.
Yeah, there's a lot packed in there in 80 minutes, man. One of the things I really dug about it is that, John Gold is just like, he's just such a complete badass, like, all the way through. What was it about him that made you say, I want to be this guy? Because you've really sort of embodied him really quickly. Like in the first one, you embodied him really quickly. And the role completely clicks for you. What was it about him that you like really dug right from the start?
Well, first of all, my concern was that, okay, I'm not a good guy. In wrestling, anyone who has ever seen me play
Barrett,
the good guy role, he kind of got cheered, but let's face it, he was a bad guy getting cheered. He was being horrible. Everyone loved it. Everyone thought it was funny, but I'm still the bad guy. I kind of feel that John Gold is a bit like Bad News Barrett in that deep down, he's really a bad guy. He's not particularly nice to be around. He's not the baby kissing, handshaking kind of guy. He's more of a guy who just so happens to have a good heart behind everything he's doing. But he's mean, he's a badass, he's not there for the chat or anything like that. I can't recall ever smiling in two films.
Yeah, I don't think
It
so.
really, I don't know if I smile once in 2 full movies, and I'm the lead good guy, which is pretty wild now I think about it. But yeah, I mean, so I was drawn to that. I knew this was kind of an anti-hero kind of role. The first one especially is very dark. If you see that one, I Am Vengeance, it's a very dark film where my friends of my family have been murdered, and I'm going in solo to kick a bunch of ass and take a bunch of people out, and that's it. And there's very little I can bounce off. I'm simply one man on a solo mission to do that. What I loved about this new film was it gave me the opportunity to play John Gold, where he goes from being a completely solo guy to being forced into working with a team, which at first, as you see the movie, he's very hesitant about this. He's a loner. He sees other people in his team as being potential weaknesses. But then as the film goes on, you see him soften a little and realize that the people he's working with are literally helping him and saving his life. And they're going through this experience together and bonding as a team. So that growth for a character for me was important. And I was very excited to play that in this upcoming film.
He does start to lean on them a little bit more, especially Lynch in the film. He starts to lean on them. Would you like to see assuming there's a next one, hoping there's a next one, would you like to see it be more of an ensemble again, or would you like to go back to solo ass-kicking John Gold?
You know, I'm good either way. I'll be honest with you. The first film, I think I had 20 fights on my own. This one, I think I still have 5 or 6, but there's other people who can help me out. So it does take the pressure off me a little when there's other people who can do some of the fight scenes. And it also adds to it in that the kind of things that Katrina Durden, who plays Jen Quaid in the film, can do in a fight scene are the complete 180 of what I would do. So it gives a bit more variety in the fight scenes. I'm all about big man, pick people up, throw them around, use my power, use my strength.
Yeah, you got a couple wrestling moves in there, man. I think I saw.
I like to throw. I know my crowd. I know the kind of people who are going to be watching this, and I know they're going to like a couple of things here and there. And I haven't thrown a bull hammer yet in a movie. That's going to be.
I was waiting for that. And I ain't seen it yet. And I was like, when's he going to do it? And he hasn't done it.
Yeah, yet. it's always potentially in there. I actually in 2015 I did a film called Eliminators where I played the bad guy, and that one was a WWE Studios film, and I did Sheamus's brogue kick in one of the fight scenes, and so that's kind of cool. Like now that I'm a bit more comfortable in films and stuff, I get to kind of pitch creative ideas in the fight scenes. I don't just have to do what I'm told that the stunt directors come up with, and I love pitching ideas. Hey, how about I do this? How about I throw this in there? And if we can creatively and realistically throw wrestling moves in there, that's so unique to me as a on-screen fighter. Whereas all of the kind of ninja type fighters that you see these days would never think to, do a power bomb or something like that. But if you can put them in there creatively, I love throwing that stuff in. And I know wrestling fans love that too.
Oh yeah. You get the throwdown with Vinnie Jones, and he's been around a long time doing these kinds of films, and he's, probably in a 10, 20 years ago, he might have been playing your role you're playing. Yeah. Talk to me about working with him. He's somebody who's been doing this for so long. What was that?
It was amazing. And just to put this in perspective, Travis, I know I'm going to assume you're not a big UK soccer fan. I am. It's something I've been a huge fan of since I was a little kid. And he was a big soccer star in the UK. And I remember 7 years old.
He's played a soccer goon in a couple of movies too. So
is that right? Okay. Oh yeah, like Euro Trip. He kind of played something like that, and but he's awesome, man. And like literally, I've had an entire lifetime of Vinnie Jones fandom through soccer and through film, and he's been in some great films. So to get to work with him was amazing. His level of experience is great. I knew his performance would be massive because he's just a classic bad guy. And I also knew that his name value was going to add a lot to the film. But being around him and getting to learn from him, and I'll be honest with you, when the cameras weren't rolling, I was a massive fanboy, and I was pestering him constantly about, what about this match in 1988? And what about that time you played for Wales and this happened? Yeah. And he was probably sick of the sight of me by the end of it, but he humored me, and I had a good laugh with him. It was great to work with him.
Got to get you in a movie with like just all the WWE dudes, and like in a movie, man, like a big battle royal movie or something. And then you could take them out, man, and then you could do it.
that would be fun, but I don't know if maybe WWE Studios will put that together.
They might want to pull something like that together. But this has been great, man, and I'm hoping for big success for the film and that the franchise continues. And like I said, I'm a big fan of your career in wrestling and post wrestling. So thanks a lot, man. I really appreciate you taking some time with me, and
thank you so much.
We'll talk to you again soon about whatever you got coming up, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Tag me in on that review that you put up if you get Twitter or anything like that, and I'll look for
your
at Stu Bennett. That's where you'll find me on Twitter. So tag me on that, and I'll put that out to everyone there. Have a read.
I follow you already, so I will definitely do that.
All right, good deal. Thanks so much, Travis.
Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it.
Pleasure chatting with you. Thank you. Bye-bye.